What's up guys, it's CJ. Well, I'm going to show you guys how to trade with trend lines. So using the basics. So not even using support and resistance like this horizontal line. I'm just talking about trend lines like, for example, this one. Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. You can just I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to talk through the thought process, where what I see in the market, how I would approach certain trades and pinpoint certain areas of significance. So let's jump right into it. How do you identify, for example, what to connect, what not to connect? For example, so I would look at the market, specifically the Nasdaq futures works very nicely with trend lines. So areas I would look at is this point is very standing out. This high here, for example, this low here, and then as the market is moving forward, you need to pinpoint certain areas that stand out. So for example, this, as when the market's trading like this area is standing out as well. So certain highs and lows, also this point also standing out a bit. So I would definitely connect those points, and then the more the trend line is touching or bouncing off, the more significant the line is actually gonna be. So this I would connect. Then obviously this one as well, I would connect these 2 points. Looking at this, the market here, then going forward, you can see when a market is approaching this level that you've drawn, you can take the bounce from that trend line as a support, or you can basically, I'm going to show you guys the other way to trade it as well is to take the break of a trend line. So for example, if the market went down like this and it broke and you took the long and it didn't go up, but it went down, so it obviously broke that trend line, then you can take the retest or like this and then the short, the downside. Okay, so there's 2 ways to trade a trend line. So first we need to identify the significance of this trend line. Is it something that we can use to trade off or not? So I'll remove this quickly, and then so that's what I would do. So looking at those lines, I would definitely take a trade of it. Okay, reason why the market just went through here, because the time was 8:30. Usually there's some news at that time, so that's gonna I would say skew the importance of that trend line. So the New York Stock Exchange open, so the 9:30 open, the 8:30 when there's news. So all of those is going to create volatility around a trend line, and then either it's going to hold, but the movement around that trend line is going to be much more volatile. So the time also I'm looking at here is the extended trading hours. So this is the London session, I would say, and then this would be the New York session. You can see the volatility increased. So the whole approach is going to be different. So trading during this time. So you just need to be aware that the amount of stop loss you need going to use here and the extended trading hours versus the US session. So just looking at this, could have taken that long here. And I'm going to show you how I would take that. So for example, a buy somewhere here with a stop loss somewhere, I would take either the swing low here, so the stop loss below this level, or I would go a certain points away from that trend line just to see whether it's, for example, if it's going to break, we need to know that you need to be out before that. Okay. So I would say I would do this. Put my stop loss here, almost at 10 points, just more than 10 points. Or you can just make it 10 points in this session. I think the volatility was not too bad. And you can target the trend line here, the upside. And you can say, okay, I'm going to exit there. And that was your trade, like that. Took that long. If there wasn't any news at 8:30, you could have taken the short here as well. So remove this, take a short there. Obviously, it didn't work. You just stopped out and need to reevaluate your trend line. So you need to adjust your trend line. So if it's doing this around the trend line, I'll just remove it and start over with my analysis and maybe connect these two lines. Look for something around this area. What to do? All right. So this is the London session. I'm gonna trade. Okay, so good. Let's move forward. Looking at the session here. Let's remove everything now. Talk through the process I would use to analyze this market. So market opened, went higher, bit of a pullback here, went up, broke down. So we know, okay, great. We have this is a bit of a, let's say a bit of a trend line we can draw for now. Made a low here, even lower there. So I don't see any moves that I can basically just standing out for now. So currently we can see, okay, great. So this is a low because the market went higher here and that's the high. So those two we can see. Then moving forward, we need to plot something that's standing out for now. So we can either, this is a very small trend line, I would say. It's not a significant one because there's a small move that went up and down and made that low there. So you can use it, but the thing is the probability is getting less and less for you to make money on those type of trades. So, okay, so there's something standing out as well. This high area. Yeah. With that one, basically you can extend it down if you want, but the market's moving that side. Let's say for example, you took that. This is the when it made a new low here. Could have taken that short there if you wanted to. Going lower and lower. It's not really breaking. So it's trying to break higher. Okay, it broke through that trend line. So you can see there was something happening here. Taken that as well. So, but that's the original line you drawn there. So there's something happening there. So we can, it broke. So we can take the long, for example, here. This is a low. This was an area. This was an area. So the whole trend line went down here. That's also a significant line. So we can start drawing that as well. So you can see this is standing out. All right. Now we have this situation where the market is made a triangle and it broke through that triangle. Show you guys what I see. It made like this. Market trade in here, broke through, went back, bit of a back retest, and then just went higher. So that's definitely something you can look at. Okay, so taking that long would definitely work. So just put your stop loss here just below that low, and then targeting higher levels. That's definitely something to look at. So you can see that's the perfect situation where I'm going to just redraw this quickly. What I've seen, there's actually a nicer sample draw. So the trend line went down here, and this one went up like this. And it's all basically just crossed. So the market traded here, broke through the high here, retest. It is a double confirmation. So it's this trend line that got tested, this trend line that got tested. It's like a double confirmation there in this corner, taking that long. So that's the ideal break of a trend line. So it's two confirmations of that thing. So, and you can take profits here because just that small trend line you can draw, you can just take profit there. That's a idea you can take. Or if you wanted to go, the thing is taking that short, this move wasn't like big standing out. So drawing these two trend lines. Okay, just I'm gonna remove this for now. You can remove this one for now, and just looking at, see, broke this trend line, and we can, that's also standing out now. So it's this one, this one, this one. Let's move forward. You can could have taken that short, not really working, breaking through. These two, these are standing out as well. So go and playing around with these trend lines. You can see the significance around these levels. How the, especially the Nasdaq, how it traded around trend lines. And you can see that is definitely something that the market is trading around with. So you can see what the market is trading around this specific trend line and how it stands out. So even this, or this trend line here, if you drawn that trend line on top, you could have taken that short there, wait for a break, take the long, shorts, shorts, even this one. But this is definitely something, the whole time this is respecting the trend line. But guys, and this is obviously the end of the day, closer to 4 o'clock. So that's how I would trade trend lines. So I hope this helped. And you guys can make some decent risk reward trades around some of these trend lines. There are some, every single market is trading differently. So especially like the Nasdaq, I know on the 1 minute trend lines standing out for me personally. I do trade around these levels, but you still need to manage it as the market is moving forward. You need to adapt and change your trend lines and see what lines are significant, what not. So remember talking about this wedge that broke out. So this is the same situation. You could have drawn this thing. It broke out here and took that long for the higher, targeting higher levels. So if you took that break there, put your stop loss somewhere, yeah, and target either this high here or even this high somewhere there. And, or if you wanted to target the next trend line, it would have been up here. So that's a nice 1, 2, 3 risk reward, basically, just taking that. So you can, that's 2 of those trades in one session, US session. Taking a bullish trade, breaking out of 2 trend lines confirmation. All right, guys, that's it from my side. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. There are some links as well if you want to trade some of these prop firms. Nice deals available. Just have a good day.